Dr. Julia Cooke, you're a lecturer in plant ecology. Can you tell me a little bit about your area of research and how you got into it?
So I'm a plant ecologist, and I'm interested in the different strategies plants use. So whether plants grow very quickly or whether they grow slowly, whether they have big leaves or a lot of small leaves, all of the different strategies that plants employ and the combinations of all of these traits to grow and reproduce and survive. So plants can use silicon as a herbivore defense. It can help when they're stressed, when they're facing drought or salinity. It can help plants grow better. And I'm interested in how plants use silicon to manage these stresses and get some sort of advantage over the plants next to them, the species next to them.
Well, you've got some plants here. Do you want to talk me through what you've got and how they're different?
Yes, all of these plants, which I picked just along the river here, use silicon in different ways.
Keep that one away from me. That's a nettle.
Yes, yeah. So this is a nettle, and the toxins that it puts into your skin, it uses a thin silicon tube to do that. So it injects the toxin into you. So without the silicon, this probably wouldn't sting you. This is a horsetail, and these have a lot of silicon in them. So they can have about 10% silica, which is when we think about plants, we usually think about carbon. But for a species like this, silicon is a really important component of its of its resources and the way it grows and survives and outcompetes things.
So Julia, why silica? Why are you so interested in that?
Well, it came from when I was an undergraduate, actually. I was doing lots of plant ecology units, but I decided to do an archaeology unit as something different. And I had to write an essay about using phytoliths, which are plant silica bodies, in environmental reconstruction. So when a plant decomposes, all of the organic bits break down and decompose, but some of those silica bodies can persist for much, much longer, for up to millions of years sometimes. And because they have particular shapes, it means that archaeologists or paleontologists can use those shapes to work out what species were there in the past. So I thought, right, I can nail this essay because I've got all this plant science knowledge. I'll just go and see what plant scientists know about silicon, and the answer was very little at that time. And I thought, how can that be? But there's, all these plants are using the silicon. What are they doing? And so that sparked an interest that I'm still pursuing today.
I love your enthusiasm for silica.
I love it.
So that's your research. How does that then feed into kind of the Open University's teaching excellence, if you like?
So I'm really excited about the teaching, actually. I'm on production for one of the level 1 modules, and as an ecologist, I think I see links between all of the fields. So I'm working on a multidisciplinary unit, and in ecology you see sort of everything that's out the window. You see how the plant species interact with the soils and the bedrock beneath them. For example, silicon is taken up through the soil, cycles through the plants, goes into the river, interacts with the plant species in the river and ends up in the oceans. Through looking from an ecological perspective, you make all of the links between different things. You don't study just one plant or one thing. It's all about the links. So I think when I'm teaching, I can help make the links between the field stronger and clearer, and see how the chemistry interacts with the biology and the physics interacts with the earth science and all of those connections.
So that would be a whole system, just like we've got here on this riverbank.
Yes, that's exactly right. I think to me, ecology is what you see out the window when you see a forest or your garden. It's an ecological system, and so I think it's easier to relate to because it's what students can see too, and we all look at sort of ecological systems all the time.
Julia, thank you for sharing your research with us.
My pleasure, thank you.